right, so this is going to be yoga for upper back and shoulders. So those that get some ache around your thoracic spine up in the, trapped shoulders in between your shoulder blades area. Good things to have nearby for this would be, if you don't have any blocks or a bolster, could be maybe a book and a firm pillow. It doesn't have to be that big, just a little padding for when we get to some moves down on the floor. We're going to start with some shoulder awareness and mobility. So I'm going to turn to the side. So this is where you can take your block or your book, and most of us hold a lot of stress and tension into our shoulders. You can take a seat right here on your bottom, or on your shins, or you can sit on your bottom. If you have some tightness, some rounding in your low back, then you can sit on a pillow or some blocks, propping your tailbone up, hips up above your knees. I'm going to sit on my shin bones. You could also put a pillow or a blanket underneath your sit bones as you sit back onto your feet. So those are just some examples. So as you get situated, choose your position. You can pause this video. We'll start with taking our prop here and placing it between our arms. So we're going to first start with the forward and backward motion of our shoulders. So you're going to take your shoulders, squeeze the block, squeeze the book, and then round your shoulder blades forward, bringing the shoulder blades interiorly forward. This is a protraction. Squeeze the block, pulling forward, and then retract your shoulder blades, bringing them closer back towards your spine. So we'll take a few rounds forward and back, just finding this subtle movement in your shoulders, just warming up all those muscles in the upper back, in your traps, rhomboids, delts, all of those shoulders muscles. You're always going to get the most out of your practice by bringing your breath awareness into your practice, because sometimes we'll be in some uncomfortable positions. We'll try not to go too far out of your comfort zone, just playing right along the edges, but having your breath to anchor into will help you. So just a nice forward movement of the shoulder blades, protracting and retracting, squeezing your book or your block. Now, if you don't have a lot of muscular strength already built up there, you could be already getting fatigued. So we'll just take 3 more, forward and back. Good. You can relax there for a second. Take a breath in. Okay, so that was the forward and the back motion, the anterior and posterior traction of the shoulder blades. Now we're going to go up into the elevation and depression here. So you're going to start again, taking this block forward. And then you can squeeze the block just to get a mild engagement. You don't have to over squeeze. So just enough to feel the muscles in and around the shoulders activating. So you're going to draw the shoulders up, elevating them up towards your ears, and then depressing them down the backside, down the posterior side. So up towards your ears, just isolated movement. Your arms are not moving. So that block is helping you right there, keeping your block right there at shoulder level. The block is not going up or down, because then the movement would be coming from your arm bones. And we want to be isolating just the shoulders here. So keep an eye on your block, keeping it steady, level with the shoulders as you just elevate the scapula up and retract them down. We'll take about 4 or 5 more. Okay, so that's elevation and depression here. So now we're going to do retract and depress, plugging the shoulder blades down the back. You could squeeze your inner knees together or draw your belly in and up to your spine so you're engaging your core here. I'm just squeezing that space. Bees flying around my face. Squeezing in the space in between the shoulder blades here. Belly in, core engaged, and we'll take about 5 breaths, retracting and depressing the shoulder blades down, squeezing back. So you can take a little break, dropping down, take a few rolls of your shoulders. Right now I'm going to put it all together. So bring the block back out at shoulder level, find that mild squeezing. Good. Now you're going to protract your shoulder blades, bringing them forward, elevate. Okay, retract and depress. So you're just going to go forward, up, back, down, forward, up, back, down, forward, up, back, down. Remember, your block is staying right at shoulder level. Good, we'll release that. And we're going to get into your lats, into the side body. So you take one hand down to the ground. Reach your right arm up and over. And as you reach your arm over, do your side body. So if you're taking your right arm over, press the right hip down as you lean to the left. And here's where you can really get the most out of this, by taking deep breaths into your side body, using your breath to stretch your muscles. And we'll take 3. Deep breath all the way down to the base of your belly. If you don't have a lot of flexion in your ankles and you're on your shins, you can change to your sit bones, sitting on your bottom. Oh. And then drop your hand down, right hand down to meet the left, so you get into those deeper posterior muscles on the back side of your body. And drop your chin down to your chest and relax that right shoulder blade down. And really draw the navel in and tuck that chin to your chest, so you're stretching right around that right shoulder blade. And the medial side of the shoulder blade closer to your spine. You're going to find that by compressing chin to your chest, rounding your upper back, but drawing the pelvic floor in and up. Good, now we're going to switch sides, so you can come back through center. Okay, let's continue. I had to move a pile of ants or bees, whatever those things were. Okay, so let's go to the other side. So you're going to reach your left arm up overhead. Nice long side body, so that's lengthening from your hip to your armpit here, and anchor down with your right hand. So press that left sit bone down as you reach up and overhead. Take a deep breath in and just kind of relax and soften into it. So send that left hip all the way over to the side and breathe. So really going to move through all directions of the spine and target that upper back region. It's kind of a tricky spot to get to. Can't necessarily reach it and massage it ourselves. All right, take that lifted hand, the left hand up, down to the ground, reaching over towards your right hand as close as you can. You know, if you're super tight, you might not reach. That's okay. Good. Just want you to feel more posterior lengthening in the back side of your body. And then tuck your chin to your chest and pull. Really want to contract your abdominal muscles. So it's like you're squeezing your bathroom muscles. So draw the pelvic floor in and up. You can, if you're sitting like me, squeeze your knees together. It'll help you find it. And this is about the compression. So chin to your chest. And hopefully you're feeling that space on the medial side of your scapula here. Squeeze your knees and breathe into that left interior part of your shoulder blade. We'll take about 4 more breaths here. Good, release, release. We'll take a couple of cat-cows here, so we're just articulating through the spine. Most likely, most of our lifestyles has us like rounding over. So if you just think about it, like our posture is more like this. So we're gonna offset that. So that means these muscles are getting tight and constricted and pulling forward, and these are lengthening and stretching out. So we want to strengthen back here and open your interior side of your chest. So you can grab your hands if you're able, and if not, just grab opposite elbows to adjust and modify here. And otherwise, just grab your own hand. Retract and depress the shoulder blades. Activate your core. Lift your chest up and reach your knuckles down. And that was a lot of cues, so just take a moment, let it all sink in. You want to feel a stretch across the clavicle. And always anchoring through your low base of your core. So squeeze the knees together. And if you're sitting in a cross-legged seat, you can press the outer edges of your feet down to the ground to help you access that activation in your low abdominals. And lift your chest up. Pull your hands back or lift your forearms up if you have hands on opposite elbows. You can slightly lift your chest, but you don't want to crank the back of your neck. So keep the chin slightly tucked in and find a subtle lift through the chest rather than the chin. Good. One more breath. And then we'll release. Let that go. You might want to warm up your wrists because we're going to our hands and knees here. So you can make little fists and then do some little figure eights to get into that full range of your wrist. Also, a nice little part of our body to move through full range of motion to offset the daily patterning of our lifestyle. And this is a joint that can go for almost 360 degrees. All right, you want to watch the forearms. So anchor the elbows in and just come from the wrist. And clasp your hands together and just move through space in all possible directions, rolling through your wrist. All right, these little scary looking ants keep coming back here. We'll dust these off the platform. Stay beneath. Okay. In the jungle. All right, so we want to take our fingertips. We'll just do one at a time. Take your fingertips towards your knees, so your palm, your forearms facing out. Oh, crap. And we want to get a little stretch here. So keep the base of your palm down and bring your shoulder forward and then take your weight back till you feel, you don't want to go too much too fast because that will have the opposite effect where your muscles will kind of rebel. Have a little stretch reflex, tighten up. So if you just go nice, slow, gentle, the muscles will cooperate and relax. So take a few breaths in, softening, sinking in to the base of your palm as you gently take some weight back as you feel it's available. Working with the space that your body is willing to give you. It might feel good to explore really slow, rocking side to side. We'll relax that one. Go other side. Again, we'll start weight forward. Give you a forward visual here. But there's ants there. And just rocking back till you feel a nice little warm stretch. It'll feel good if you're not doing too much too fast. If you're not sure, you don't have that sensitivity awareness yet, then attune to your breath, because how you're breathing is going to let you know how your body is responding. If you're fighting for your breath, that might be too much, too fast. You can maintain a nice, easy, smooth inhalation and exhalation. Then you know when you're in the right range. Okay, let's shake that out. And pause. All right, coming down to our hands and knees, you want to find a tabletop position where your wrists are right beneath your shoulders. Finding that stacking of the joints is going to give you most support. Make sure your knees are right underneath your hips. So look down, check that out. Spread your fingers wide to protect your wrist, and you're going to grip through your fingertips, activating the muscles around your wrist joint here. Take a few rounds of cat-cow, start in the tailbone, lift up so your belly drops. Retract and depress the shoulder blades as you lift your chest up, finding that full range of motion through your spine here. So this is where we're going to inhale, heart and lungs fully open to receive. And then exhale, tuck your tailbone, draw the navel up to your spine, and tuck your chin to your chest and spread the space in between the scapula here, stretching, pressing, pressing, pressing down through your feet, pressing through your palms. Good. Now do this slow and connected to your breath. Inhale, lifting up, tailbone lifts, belly drops, shoulder blades come back and down the back, chest lifts up. Breathe in. Exhale. Tuck, coil, round your spine, round your spine. As you exhale, navel drawing in and up, press through the tops of your feet. We'll take as many of these, it feels good. Really getting into that space in your upper back, the thoracic range in between the scapula. Pull the shoulder blades back here. So a lot of people keep their shoulders tight. Pull back, pull back. Tuck. Tailbone, round your spine, press into the ground. Good, we'll take about 4 or 5 more. And as you come forward, I'm kind of turning my biceps. They turn forward towards the thumbs as I pull the shoulder blades down the back. Actively pressing down through the ground with the tops of your feet and your fingertips. Good, let's come up high knees. You're going to take your right hand all the way up and then drop your hand down towards the space between the scapula. You're going to grab the elbow, pull it back so you're getting a tricep stretch here. So be careful not to do what I do and stick the butt out. I want you to tuck the tailbone under and really pull that elbow over and back so you get a tricep stretch here. And you're also getting down through the lats too. You can take a little gentle lean to the side. Nice little stretch there. One more breath. Good, we'll release that one. Switching to the other side. Left arm reaches up. But this is what I want you to do though before you reach down. Turn that pinky finger in towards the crown of your head. So we're bringing that deltoid muscle around. Internally rotating at the shoulder joint. Drop the hand down. And then grab the elbow, pull it back. You lift it up, pull back, and over. Feel a stretch down the tricep region. Tuck the tailbone under. And then lean over to your right, get into the lats. I'll take about 3 breaths. Good. Those are nice little warm-up and stretches in the upper body. A little mobility of the spine. So we're going to take a downward dog. This will get into the shoulders and the upper back area where we want to strengthen. So remember, for like this, we're lengthening. We want to tighten and strengthen those muscles along the spine so you can feel supported in an upright position. So you don't feel those aches and pains. So again, bring your hands down underneath your shoulders. I'm going to move this bolster out of the way. Place it over to the side. You step your feet back. Find a little plank position here. This is a good core strengthener. Grip down through your finger pads. Squeeze your quads and your glutes. Put a soft bend in your knees. Lift your hips up and back so my hands and feet don't move. I'm pressing through the ground with my fingertips. I'm going to turn those biceps forward towards my pinky, towards my thumbs, because I want to be able to wrap my shoulder blades around. Okay, pull your navel in and up on arms straight, head loose. So nod your head yes, nod your head no. And then you can paddle the feet. So you'll just press one heel down towards the ground as you stretch the back of your body here. Keep pressing through the palms because you're lengthening out your spine here. We call this walking the dog. Walk your down dog. Press your heel down as you bend opposite knee. And watch the tendency for the elbows to soften here. Keep locking them out as you shift side to side with your feet. Lock out the elbows. And then wrap those biceps forward. Pull your belly in. We're going to settle into stillness here. And it's okay if you put a bend in your knees and if you draw your navel in and up and shift your hips back. You'll take weight out of the wrist. So here the purpose is a long spine. Long spine. Don't worry about the hamstrings yet. Probably feeling some fatigueness in the upper arm muscles. If you need to come down, you can drop your knees down, lift your chest, take a little cat-cow, and my arms are forward of my shoulders. That's okay. Exhale, round, stretch the space between your scapula. Tuck the toes, lift your hips up. You can keep soft knees, but lock out the arms as you sink your chest closer to your knees, your upper thighs. And here, don't hold your head, so shake it yes, shake it no. Press the earth away. Inhale. Exhale. Gently bring those knees down. Keep the elbows straight. Pull the shoulder blades back. So retract and depress as you lift your chest. Inhale. Here we're going to protract. Shoulder blades come forward. Round your back. Tuck your toes. Come up to your soft knee, down dog, elbow straight. We'll take 3 breaths here. Come back down to your knees. Here, lift your chest. What's important is the shoulder blades are coming back, squeezing towards your spine. Inhale. Exhale. We'll do that one more time. And if you want to stay there longer, you could stay longer. It feels pretty good. It's also challenging to strengthen and elongate your spine. So your spine you want to breathe space between your vertebrae. And we won't do that if we have soft, unengaged muscles. So draw the pelvic floor in and up, press the earth away, and then let your chest get closer to your knees, upper thigh bones. Take 2 more breaths. Good. We'll come back down to our knees. Very soft and gentle with control. And we're going to come up high knees. Lift up, reach in. Exhale. Grab opposite elbows or interlock your hands at your low back. Squeeze your butt cheeks. Lift your chest, not your chin. squeeze the shoulder blades together towards your spine. We'll take 3 breaths. And to deepen, as an option, you would just lift the knuckles up to increase that sensation across your clavicle and sternum region. Okay, release. Okay, we're going to do a little more stretching around the shoulder area. So I'm just going to use my props here. Let the props do the work for me. So you can put the pillow or blanket there. Sit back. If you want to, you could tuck your toes under if that's too much for your ankles, or you could sit on your bottom. I'm going to tuck my toes because it's good to stretch and release those muscles of the feet. All right, we'll reach out. Spin those arms wide. We're going to take a right arm on top first. So take your right hand to your shoulder, left hand, left shoulder, left arm underneath. Just let the elbows drop down. Lift your chest so your spine is extending. Chin is forward, so not up, down. Just neutral. And just soften the shoulders down and away from your ears and take a few breaths and concentrate on the rise and the fall of your chest with your breath. As you work on opening and lengthening the muscles so that you can go deeper, you may stay right here if you're feeling a lot of sensation. Feel your sensation threshold, stay there. And with repetition, you'll eventually be able to go further. You can try bringing the backs of the forearms together and wrapping at the wrist and the palms. And I get a stretch in my traps, like the top part of my shoulders down, lateral of my neck here. I just let my elbows stay here. And breathe into it. And close your eyes, take several breaths. And again, we're going to get into that space between the scapula around the thoracic spine here. So sometimes just the movement is like moving up in the joints, warming up the muscles. So even if you have your hands over to your shoulders rather than the wrap of the forearms, this still applies. We can move our spine, find a little more mobility. So inhale, lifting the elbows up, lifting your chest up, finding whatever full range of motion is available to you. So it's like a cat-cow, but we're in an upright position. And then as you exhale, tuck the chin to your chest, round your back as much as you can. So that's going to mean you have to tuck the tailbone. We'll take 3. You can do more if you want. Inhale. Exhale, elbows to chest, chin to chest. Round your back like a Halloween cat. Press the forearms down. And after you do this video a few times, you'll get familiar with the positions and movement in your body. And then you can just break this down to do frequently throughout your day and take this to a 3 to 5 minute practice. All right, we release the vine. Lifting up now, we're going to take left arm on top. We'll stop with a little self hug here. Drop the elbows down. Let the shoulders fall away from your ears. Depression of the scapula. 3 breaths. Eyes closed, just tuning to this part of your body. All right, either staying there or trying that wrap. And it's okay if you're right here and you want to stay there, if that's progression for you. The goal eventually will be able to wrap the forearms, wrist, and palms together. Relax the elbows down, chin neutral, chest up. We'll take several breaths here. Feel free to adjust your posture as needed if you're on your knees or on your toes. Okay, 3 cat-cows with the bind. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Don't rush it. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Wrap your arms and just let your palms rest. Already feeling a little bit more freedom in that upper back. And we're going to come down to our belly and do a little spinal strengthening work. So make your way all the way down to your belly. And we'll start with resting our forehead on our forearms. And just shimmy your hips side to side. And shaking out any tension in your low back. And then shimmy those feet together so your big toes and ankles are coming together, but just relax. I'm going to work with one side first. So you're just going to attune to your right leg. I want you to contract the muscles of your right leg. So point the toes, press down through the toenail, squeeze the leg muscles so your kneecap lifts up off the ground. Keep pointing and reaching through all 5 toes as you float that foot up about 6, 8, however far you can get it without that right hip bone lifting up. But you're lengthening and lifting together. So take the wrinkle out of the back of the knee and we'll take about 5 breaths here. And it's okay if there's a little shaky, just try to breathe through it. We're on breath 3. All right, relax and release that right side. Shake it out. Shimmy, shimmy, shimmy. All right, squeeze the left side. So press down through the toenail, contract your quad and your glutes. Kneecap is lifted. Keep the legs straight as possible. Point the toes, lift up and breathe. You're trying to pull your ankle out of the hip socket, creating length, creating space, creating strength. All right, relax and release. All right, shake the tension out of your low back, and then we're going to bring your forearm down, and we're going to make little goalpost arms. Elbows aligning with the shoulders, and wrist stacked above the elbows, so a little 90-degree angle in the elbow crease here. Forehead comes down. And now you're going to do both legs. You're going to keep your toenails down. So press through your toenails, but kneecaps are lifting. Press your hips down by squeezing your glutes. And now lift your gaze, lift your arms and your shoulders. So toenails are still grounded. Elbows still at that 90-degree angle. Your gaze is down, so you're not cranking the back of your neck. You're just using those upper back muscles to lift your upper shoulder, thoracic, cervical spine, head region here. And pull the shoulder blades together, so retract them closer to your spine. And keep your chest and shoulders off the ground. Squeeze the ankles, the heels together. We'll take another breath. Good. Relax down. Keep the posture. Relax everything. Take a breath in. Exhale, re-engage, heels together. Squeeze your glutes, press your hips down, and then just lift up. So we're going to go up and down with your breath. Go all the way down. Inhale. Exhale, contract. We're going to lift up on the exhale because we're working with the natural engagement of your core. Inhale, go down. You can drop the arms. Exhale, lift the elbows, squeeze the shoulder blades, squeeze your ankle bones, and lift your chest. All right, let's make sure you're getting that right. So just drop your forehead down and rest your arms on the ground. We're going to keep everything grounded. So squeeze your ankle bones, squeeze your quads. So your hips are pressing down. Keep your forehead down. Just lift the elbows up off of the ground. Forearms and elbows lifted, forehead down. Squeeze the ankle bones together so you're contracted in your body. Inhale, reach your fingertips forward. Exhale, squeeze the elbows back so you're squeezing in between the shoulder blades. Inhale, forward. Exhale, back. And I'm realizing as I do this, it might be helpful to put a block under your forehead. We're really working on activating the traps in between the shoulder blades, the rhomboids too. So inhale, squeeze your midline, pull elbows back, lift the elbows. Squeeze like a pencil between the shoulder blades and pull the elbows back. Inhale, forward. Exhale, squeeze back. Forward. Back. Keep going. Hold. We'll do a static hold, 5 breaths. Keep pulling the shoulder blades together. Elbows up and back. Relax, relax. All right, we're going to do a little more, same region, spinal muscles here. We're going to lift the whole body though, because you need to strengthen your whole spine. We're squeezing the midline, so that's ankles together. Activated glutes, so your hips are pressing down. Inhale, lift everything. Exhale, down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, down. Lift. Down. Lift. Feet and elbows down. Lift. Down. I'm going to do 5 more. I lost count, so 3, 2, 1. Hold. For 10, 9. You'll be feeling those muscles now. 8. This is where you bring your breath in. 6. Lift higher. 5. Reach your arms out. 4. 3. Turn your palms up. Chin down. 2. 1. Take child's pose. That is where you sink your hips back towards your heels. Lengthen and relax your spine. Forehead down. That'll feel nice and restorative now. You can take your hands to your feet. Good. If you just take any of this and just incorporate this throughout your day, you'll be in the journey of healing your back. So one final posture here, we'll bring this into completion. We call this thread the needle. We're going to twist in the upper spine region. So if you don't have a lot of mobility or range of motion here yet, this is where you can use your prop. So we'll demonstrate with that first. So this is where you put your pillow or a blanket to bring the floor up to you. And we're going to kickstand our left leg out to the side. So it's a kickstand. Let me go over so you can see the placement of my foot here. It's out to the side. Try to turn your toes forward, stretch the side of your ankle here. So this is this direction we want to take our hand in, our shoulder in. So reach your right hand up. Here you're twisting your spine open. You could breathe here a couple breaths. Feels nice. And then the goal is to get the back of this right shoulder blade down to the ground to stretch. So you're going to reach the prop pretty close into you. I'm going to reach this right arm under this left side. You want to get this right shoulder down to the ground. And just relax into it. And then you're going to use some traction here so this free hand can press into your prop. You anchor here to keep you from falling over. So press that foot down, press into this hand, and then you're stretching around your right scapula here, and your thoracic spine is getting a nice twist. You can relax your head. And you can also reach this free hand up after you find that sweet spot and reach it overhead so you get a stretch through your side. And take several breaths here. It feels good to use a prop. I'm not even going to remove it. It's quite enough. But I will let you know, just so you can play at home, if you peel this heel up, it makes you think of that moment in Greece where Sandy's like putting up the cigarette butt. I'm going to hope you find a little bit more range so you can look up and just kind of play around where you drop into that right shoulder. And the tendency is going to be to like protect and hold, but I really want you to soften and relax into this. Letting the tension go by relaxing your tongue. You can soften your jaw. It's where you can tune in and see if you're bracing. So you can just consciously relax. The more you twist into that right shoulder, you want to be heavy on the left side. And soften that knee, more body weight, grounding you, anchoring you. Good. Come down to the left knee and just slowly unwind your spine. We'll take that right hand, peel your chest open, broadening across your collarbones. Come down. We'll set up for the other side. Kickstand that right foot out. Peel the left hand up. Take a few breaths here. Hips go back. Stretch open. Left arm, left shoulder goes down into your prop. Don't be shy about adjusting that prop. Get it in the right spot. If it's too far away, find your sweet spot. Play with it. explore. And start mild. Let it be comfortable. Press into the right hand so you can press your posterior side away from you, getting some traction. Your backside, press it away into that right hand. And again, you can play with that foot and find greater range where you want to be. You just play around where you can shift your weight, because where we want to be is going to be unique in your body and different on different days. But steady, static pressure is what's going to press into those muscles to stimulate that relaxation response. So you want to stay in one spot for like 60 or so seconds, or until you feel the tissue just kind of give. I'm going to release you now. Long videos at home are hard. All right. We'll just take a moment to just breathe some attention into these parts of you that were asking for it. Moving your palms at your heart. Thank you for trusting and allowing me to guide you, and may you use this to enhance your quality of life, because it is a blessing, this gift of life. Namaste.